Did you get ready in the dark or something? 'Cause you look like a beautiful nightmare.
Hello, my beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tessa, and you're watching your mid-October full moon in Aries Halloween tarot special. It's a long title, I know. All right, but that's what you get when you want to do something different and you want to just, I don't know, do something kind of like fun and out of the ordinary. If you are a new subscriber to my channel, I typically do monthly and mid-monthly readings, and I'm gonna do my best to actually do the mid-month readings. I'm definitely gonna stick with the monthly ones, but ever since I got back from Serbia, I have been really busy, just like getting back to work and, you know, just kind of getting things back on track again. So all in all, like, I wish I had the freedom and the ability to just like get on camera and do these YouTube videos as much as I possibly can and do tarot readings as much as I possibly can, because like I really enjoy it. I love just being in the comfort of my own home and doing this for you guys. I get a lot of pleasure out of it, you know, and I always hope that, you know, I'm helping somebody out or I'm providing some insight and some information that somebody can think about or that can be really helpful, or you know, that you can really kind of like contemplate for yourself in order for, you know, so it'll help you make a better decision. And also, I find, you know, tarot readings to be very healing as well, okay? Because we're all on our own spiritual journey, and you know, sometimes we do need that kind of guidance where someone is able to pull some information out of us, you know, to pull more intuitively some things that maybe we are not ready to face ourselves, or that we don't know how to face ourselves, or that we're afraid of facing, and so forth and so forth. So just kind of like being involved in the spiritual community and being involved in tarot or astrology, it can definitely help. It can definitely be a guiding light for a lot. So, you know, hopefully those who do watch these videos get some kind of use out of it, you know, and acknowledge the use that you get out of it, so that you also don't like abuse it or take it for granted as well, okay? So that's my little spiel, okay? That's my little spiel. But anyway, this is a very special reading. I'm so glad that I was able to get around to doing these mid-October readings because I've been enjoying filming them. I am doing something a little bit more spontaneous in reference to how I'm choosing the signs that I'm doing the readings for. I used to do this when I first started the channel, and basically, like, I just took the, I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot to do this. I took the major arcana cards that represent a zodiac sign, and I just shuffled those, and so I'm just kind of shuffling these cards on camera in order to decide, you know, in order to see who I am actually talking to and doing this reading for, okay? A little bit of a tuning into the future over here, okay? You already know who I'm talking to, but I don't know quite yet, okay? All right, so we have Sagittarius here. Hi, Sagittarius. Fellow Saggy over here. I'm a Sagittarius sun, rising, oh my, Jupiter, Mercury, Uranus, Neptune. I got a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. So what's going on, you guys? So the Temperance card, this is from the Deviant Moon Tarot. I fucking love this deck. I was like, oh my god, I'm about to swear. And then I realized I always swear on my channel. So yeah, so we have the Temperance card over here. This is your guys' card. So awesome. I'm excited to do this reading for you. I am going to do a little bit of a story time, so I hope you guys like being read to. You probably can't even remember the last time you were read to, but I'm going to read to you, okay? It's not long, it's only 2 pages, and I promise it's relevant to the actual reading itself that I'm going to be getting into after I'm done with the reading, okay? So like the title of this video, it's called the Full Moon in Aries. So the Full Moon in Aries is going to happen October 19th, okay? And the full moon in Aries is considered a warrior's moon, okay? So every single moon phase, depending on the sign that it's in, represents a certain kind of energy, okay? It manifests into a certain kind of energy, and that energy manifests into different areas of our life, because we do our birth chart, astrology, we are composed of every single zodiac sign. It's just, it just depends on like where that energy is concentrated in our lives and how it's being manifested, okay? We don't always notice it, especially if if you don't study astrology, you're not going to know how it's being manifested, okay? But the full moon in Aries is going to be October 19th, and it's called the Warrior's Moon, okay? And instead of me kind of explaining what the moon is all about, I have chosen to read from the Moon Phase Astrology book. I love this book. What it says in this book about the Warrior's Moon, okay? Because it's really interesting. You can get a lot of insightful information from it, and it's relevant to the energy that's going to be taking place October 19th. And up through the end of October, okay? So if you are okay, let me figure this out real quick. So if you are a Sagittarius rising, okay, so we have Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, here, 5th house, okay. I just needed to take a minute to figure it out. If you are a Sagittarius rising, the full moon in Aries is going to be transiting your 5th house, okay? The 5th house is the house of Leo. It's the house of romantic fun, right? Like having fun, joy, like the pleasures of life, children, creativity, like leadership, like it's just like that. It's the house of like enjoying the little things in life, living in the moment, things like that, okay? So this full moon in Aries for Sagittarius risings, and of course I am going to get into the actual tarot reading, and we're going to dive a little bit more. The effect over here could be in reference to like, you could be needing to like fight to have fun right now. You could be needing to kind of fight for like romance or to kind of like have that pleasure right now. That could be something that maybe is not present in your life right now. You could be very much focused on other things, and you kind of have to like fight to acquire this other element of your life, this 5th house kind of energy in your life, which is like to go out and have fun, to, so this could be something that you are needing to put more effort into in order to achieve it, okay? So that's a little bit of a background about the warrior moon energy. So the warrior moon energy is definitely about like fighting for something, okay? Whether it's your own demons, whether it's something internal that you are needing to fight, or it's external, okay? But it's very much like a solitary kind of fight, and it's always in reference to some kind of cause that you are believing in, okay? Now, I'm going to get into the reading, and I'm going to read to you, and it's only 2 pages, what it says over here, because the way that they have it laid out is just like perfect. So, and then after that, we're going to get into your reading, and we're going to see exactly what it is you're fighting right now, Sagittarius, or what you're needing to fight. And this is going to start October 19th. You could be feeling the energy a little bit right now already, up through the end of October, so the end of the month could be very busy for you, and you really got to like, put in that extra effort to have some fun time, or to, maybe like go on a romantic date, or to spend time with your children, ... right? Okay. So the Warrior's Moon, the full moon in Aries. The full moon in Aries sees the daring adventurer become the full-blown warrior who fights in honor for a good cause. The warrior has come a long way from the brigand who could not believe or trust in anything. His adventuring has shown him a wider world, and while he has seen its many trials and sorrows, he has also met brave souls trying their best to make it better. He decides that he is ready to become one of those brave souls, and he devotes himself to training for that job. Training is the first part of the warrior's path, and thus the warrior's moon. Fighting effectively is more than just running into the battle in blind wrath. The first demons that need to be subdued are the ones inside, and this is the lesson that the warrior must learn before he can pick up a sword. There is the demon of laziness. It's easier to skip over those little details or to ignore ambivalent truths in favor of writ large, easy to understand, sweeping generalizations, or to stay in bed that extra hour instead of getting up and running. There is the demon of pettiness, which chisels away at honor with its bitter little voice, telling the warrior how much better he ought to be treated, or how he isn't really understood, or how he should not have to put up with all this hardship. There is the demon of impatience. I want to be on the front lines now. Never mind all this messing around with training and self-improvement. I'm sure that I could take the enemy now, no matter that he has 10 years more experience and twice the allies. And, of course, there is the ever-present Mars, demon of wrath. This will be the hardest one of all for the Aries warrior to wrestle down, and it is his greatest weakness. But any warrior who can be goaded into rage can be herded blindly into a fatal trap. These, more than any more specific skill, are the lessons that the warrior needs pounded into his head. After the training, there is the battle. Here's where courage shows its flag. The warrior must choose his cause carefully because he needs to be able to believe in it no matter how badly things go. The courage of Aries is based on his ideals. If you can't believe that it is a worthy goal, the battle is lost before it is begun. After his first battle, the warrior learns a potent truth, that if you have utter faith in the goal, it doesn't matter if you don't have complete faith in yourself to be the one to achieve it. Faith in the goal will pull you past your self-doubt. On the warrior's moon, we fight for what we believe in. This is a lone battle, and it is especially effective if we are fighting with no approval from others, and perhaps even in spite of their disapproval, although deliberately inducing disapproval is missing the point. Such battles need to be fought as if there is no audience, just the warrior and the enemy, and the innocents who must not be trampled, something that the warrior often forgets. The warrior's moon is also a time of grappling with the aforementioned demons and learning patience. It may be that the best use of this moon, if there are no external opportunities for fighting for a cause, is to choose one of those internal enemies to do battle with and dedicate the time to that lessening. People born under the warrior's moon need a cause that they can fight for with all of their heart. Remember that the moon is about emotions, and they must create room in their lives to make fighting for that cause into a spiritual quest. If they don't have a place to put their warrior energy, it will spurt out in aggressive, harmful ways that can ruin their relationships. If the rest of the chart is particularly introverted, that energy can turn inward and create health problems, nervous breakdowns, and nightmares. A warrior's moon person who frequently dreams about being besieged by enemies and losing dramatically should take this as a warning. You need to be fighting real battles in real life, either with your own internal demons or with external injustices, and preferably both. Warrior's moon people also tend to be combative in their personal relationships, and ideally they choose a partner who they can consider a comrade in arms, someone who can push back when they push forward, but always in a loving way. A partner who is bearing the brunt of their combative instinct needs to set good boundaries and redirect their warrior outward. There is plenty of injustice in the world that makes battles over the breakfast toast recede in importance. All right, so that was the warrior moon message for full moon in Aries. Okay, so I hope you guys kind of grasp the theme of that. It's really just like about harnessing your emotions and, fighting the good cause, okay? And that good cause could be like a demon, something that you need to fight within yourself, something that's holding you back from taking action towards maybe fighting outwards for something, okay? So the question we're going to be asking in this tarot reading for October 19th up through Halloween is, what battle are you needing to fight, Sagittarius? And this could be, like we said, an internal battle. It could be like, what demon are you needing to fight? Okay, but ultimately, what battle are you needing to fight? It could be something hidden. You could be really, really caught up and busy doing something, and you don't even realize that there is something else that really is needing your attention, and it's something that's maybe that could be blindsiding you, or that you're just not completely, aware of right now. So we're using the Murder of Crows Tarot, and for the first card, we got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this is Capricorn energy, the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like you're fighting to get yourself in a really good financial place, okay? You're fighting for your, of course, your independence, but not just your independence, but you're fighting for your stability right now, okay? You're fighting for your success. You could be working on a project. You could have just gotten back to work, and perhaps you're still kind of gradually trying to get back to that spot that you once were, or you're gradually trying to get to that place where you just feel like you're good, where you just feel like you've reached a level of success, you've reached a level of stability, and I feel like this is kind of your fight right now. Your fight is for that for those financial goals, okay, for those financial goals. Now, for the next card that we pulled is the Four of Pentacles. This is the Sun in Capricorn, so we got more Capricorn energy. So this is really interesting. So the Four of Pentacles has to do with holding on, saving. Now, you could actually have maybe some issues with spending, okay? You might need to actually fight your urge to spend, okay? Because with this card coming out, there is this sense that you need to be holding on to your money a little bit more right now. You need to be saving, and this could be really hard for you to do. So the demon that you might very well be facing right now is the demon of wanting to splurge and pretend like you have more money than you actually do have, okay? That's very much a thing, okay? So you could be needing to fight to actually like be still with your money and to like actually, usually this card coming out can be kind of negative. It could be the sign that someone is like being too stingy and that someone is being way too like, I don't know, like they're like looking at everything that they have and they're just like, they're being very like stubborn and selfish and like just kind of like keeping everything to themselves. But I'm kind of feeling in this specific situation that this has to do with needing to fight to, you know, kind of to be that, you know, to save. And to maybe even penny pinch a little bit, you know, to really think about your future, to really think about like what is success to you? What is it that you really want? And I mean, you know, you could be living a little bit more in the moment when it comes to like your finances. And if you're really trying to get to a place of like long-term stability and like success and all of that, you might need to look at, you know, maybe kind of creating some, you know, to organize your finance a little bit more, or create like long-term goals in reference to where you want to be. And like, because if there is something very specific that you want out of your life, maybe you want to settle down one day, you want to have a family, you want to have kids, it's kind of like, well, what are you doing right now to, you know, kind of like provide that future for yourself? Okay, so one more card from the Murder of Crows Tarot, and then I'm going to clarify with a, excuse me, I'm going to clarify with the Pagan Cat Tarot Mini. So we can dive a little bit deeper into the story and just kind of see what else might be going on here. So one more card for Sagittarius, please. So we do have the Lovers. Okay. So you could, okay, Lovers, Gemini energy. So you could be dealing with a love connection as well that you are that you feel very, very drawn to and connected to. This could also be distracting you. So you could also be kind of like fighting your urge maybe to like get together with this connection. Or you are, oh my goodness, Sagittarius. Yeah, this is a very strong connection, okay? And you could also be fighting to let go of it, okay? So this could be a very, very, very deep connection. This could definitely be, you know, of course it would be with somebody from your past. How would a deep connection be formed with somebody from your future? Duh. You know, someone that was in your past, and you feel this connection very strongly, and you could be like fighting to let go of it. You know, maybe you're trying really, really hard to let go of it, and it's really hard, and you kind of have to fight like these inner demons in reference to like, you know, staying like having feelings for like, it's like you don't want to, you have feelings for this person, but you don't want to have feelings for this person. So like you could be fighting that, you know? So we're definitely going to clarify to dive deeper a little bit into this story with the Lovers, but there's two different things going on over here. There's something in reference to a connection with another person. And then there's also something in reference to you developing, you becoming successful for yourself. You know, you like, getting money or like making money or establishing kind of like long-term success. Okay, so we're going to clarify the Queen of Pentacles, the Capricorn energy. So for the first card we have the Eight of Wands, that's Mercury in Sagittarius. We have the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, and I feel like I saw a card flip out in this deck. Yep, here we go. And then we have the Ten of Cups. This is Mars in Pisces. Okay, yeah, so basically, woo, okay, so you have a lot of creative energy over here, Sagittarius, okay? There could have been a lot of creative energy that led you in this new direction of creating this future success for yourself. But I'm also seeing something going on in the past, okay? I'm also seeing that perhaps there was a past situation that got you to this point to where you are at right now, okay? And this past situation had a lot to do with you expressing your truth, like you like being very passionate about what you want. You being very passionate about what you want towards this King of Pentacles energy, okay? Because we have the Queen of Pentacles And then in clarification, we have the King of Pentacles. And the fact that the Lovers card came out tells me that this is tied to some kind of like love situation. I was going to say love situationship, and that's probably what it was. It was probably a situationship. But it does look like you guys were like you guys did have the potential to be some kind of strong couple, because this person was also very focused on his money and his future stability and his long-term success. And it looks like both of you wanted the same things. It looks like both of you did actually want that emotional fulfillment with the 10 of Cups over here, okay? Both of you wanted, like, to be happy. Both of you wanted to be happy. And but he probably was very, very focused on his money and his financial stability and all of that. And you had to express to this person very, very passionately and ferociously that, you have specific desires. And perhaps, like, I don't know, maybe something happened, but it turned out that, like, you guys actually wanted the same desires, but now you're like on your own path, creating those desires in your own way. So there's nothing that says here anything about you guys coming together. It's almost like you did want the same things, but you had different ways of going about it, okay? And it wasn't necessarily like you wanted the same things, but there was still a question of whether or not you wanted it with each other. And even though you were both in the same place, like maybe like mentally, even though you were in the same place, in reference to like what you wanted, just the way that each of you go about obtaining what you want, like he wants long-term stability, you want long-term stability, but you could have had different ways of kind of approaching the relationship or approaching the situation or even approaching money, or, you could have different ways of approaching that long-term stability and that long-term success, okay? So I don't necessarily see, you could still be in connection with this person, but I'm feeling this energy is very separated. And we're moving on to the Four of Pentacles right now, okay? So there is a very, like, I feel like the connection is still there, but you guys are just doing your own thing. It's like you're just kind of going your own way, which is like so interesting. So clarifying the Four of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Capricorn. We have the Two of Wands, which is Mars in Aries. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is Saturn in Taurus. And then let's get one more card for the Four of Pentacles, please, for Sagittarius. Okay, there's a card that flipped. Okay, yeah, so we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so this is like heartbreak over here. So Saturn in Libra, the heartbreak. So clarifying the Four of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Three of Swords. So you wanted to go in a new direction, basically, okay? You set out in a new direction because it's like you expressed what you wanted. Like, it was like, it probably came out very, very Sagittarius-like, very ferociously, very, passionately, like fighting. Like, this was your fight. You were fighting for yourself. Like, you were fighting for your cause, and for what, like, standing up to yourself, standing up for your own cause, right? Standing up for your own belief structure, your own warrior mentality, right? And like you set off on your own path. Okay, you set off on your own path. You did, you started a creative project. Okay, you set out, you looked out over the horizon, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go do this. I've got this new thing that I want to do. And it's like, and you started to look, you started to evaluate and analyze and, kind of like go back and like, as you kind of set out on this adventure, you probably started like, running into some things where you really needed to do some work on yourself. Okay. And you also really needed to take a look at your financial situation. You really needed to take a look at like this project or this creative idea that you set out to do and really evaluate and like take a closer look and see maybe how you can make it better or like what's missing. Like, so there's something in terms of like your future success that you were trying to take a closer look at, and that is what you were paying attention to, okay? So you were focusing on your work and your creative endeavors, and you know, you wanted to reap the benefits of that. Now with the Three of Swords, there is still there's some kind of heartbreak over here, okay? There's some kind of heartbreak, which means that like maybe during that waiting period, or during that period where it's like you had to reflect and you had to look at like what you had made for yourself so far, that might have opened some old wounds, okay? It might have opened some stuff within you where you started to feel like, you know, very, I don't know, maybe you started to feel really low on yourself, because it's like when you have Saturn in Libra, it's kind of like the expectations, those expectations of like society, or just like, and even like perhaps like stuff that was left over from your partner, or stuff that was left over from past relationships, in terms of perhaps like what you thought was expected of you, you know, kind of started to like pick a little bit at your like self-worth and your feeling and the value that you place upon yourself. Because when you have something like that falling under the Four of Pentacles, that can definitely be a question of value and your sense of self-worth, okay? And maybe like when you reach a certain critical point in the development of your business or your job or something, where you're just kind of like, you know, maybe something happens or somebody says something to you and it like picks a scab or it picks a wound and it hurts you, you know, it kind of like, it hurts you. Like you feel like you've been hurt. You feel pain because maybe someone's not appreciating you, or people are not really seeing you for what you truly feel inside, you know? And it kind of like reopens some old wounds, and then those old wounds reopen those feelings that you might have felt from like a toxic relationship or a faulty relationship, where those wounds were also being picked at, right? And those wounds were also kind of opening up. Okay, so I feel like that is another demon or like battle that you had to fight, you know, like your own issues of self-worth, or your own issues of feeling not valued, you know, feeling not valued or not seen or not heard, or not appreciated, things like that. Okay, so to clarify the Lovers, we're going to move on to the Lovers. We have the Hanged Man, which is Neptune energy, the Knave of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, that's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then we have the Seven of Cups, which is Venus in Scorpio. Wow. Very interesting cards. Okay. So there's a lot of like stuck energy when it comes to this connection. Okay, it could be coming from both sides, from you and from the person. Okay, so there's a lot of like thinking. There's a lot of like needing to look at things from new angles, needing to look at things from new perspectives. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of like you and the other person, like spending a lot of time alone, kind of getting lost in your own world, maybe spending some time healing, but kind of like trying to get in touch with your spiritual side, trying to like maybe, you know, connect from another angle. Okay, the Hanged Man is the Hanged Man. He's upside down. He's looking at the world like completely and utterly upside down. Okay, so it's like trying maybe to see things from the other person's perspective, trying maybe to think, to feel, and to use your intuition to maybe like dive into that realm where you can maybe try to figure out like what is going on with this person, since there's no communication. The Hanged Man does not represent communication. It could represent psychic communication. It can represent maybe like, you know, communicating in another realm. But there is this sense of like trying to see things perhaps from the other person's perspective, and trying to see like why they left or why you left, or, you know, like things like that. And then when we have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles is a card of manifestation. Okay, this is a very slow moving energy about really being cautious and really being, you know, being very cautious about what it is that you really want for yourself, okay? And what it is that you really are setting out to go do and setting out to achieve, okay? This is like taking those baby steps and going like, oh, okay, all right, like doing things more carefully, more cautiously, especially if you are learning from this situation with this particular person, that perhaps the way that you went about things before. So if there is nothing in the card shows anything about reconciliation. But it's like, you know, but it's not even about that. It's not even about reconciliation here. It's about like just you rediscovering yourself and you getting back to the center of who you are so that you can approach anything that comes into your life, whether this connection comes back into your life or whether something else comes back into your life, because you got the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is like, you know, like, oh my God, like options, where do I go? Who do I choose? You know, there's so many fantasies. There's so much like interesting things that I want to explore in front of me, and what do I pick? But it does look like you're being very, very cautious and you're thinking more practically. You're approaching any possible option. It's like you're looking at your future and you're seeing almost intuitively that there's a lot of different things that can come your way, but they're all like illusions, okay? All of them have the potential to trick you. All of them have the potential to kind of like throw you off your groove and throw you out of your Queen of Pentacle element of like maintaining that stability and doing that for yourself. And, you know, especially like, I mean, you know, I feel like Sagittarius, like, you know, you can get inspired by people very easily and you can want to like dive into like and explore. You're a very exploratory, experimental kind of sign, you know? So when a new person comes into your life, like it can, you know, make you very curious, you know, and you want to kind of explore and get to know them and stuff like that, you know? And you can feel inspired or kind of like you see a new vision, you know, you see a new possibility. You just have to be very careful not to get tricked by the illusion of it, okay? And that Page of Pentacles is exactly what's going to help you do that. The Page of Pentacles is exactly the thing that's going to help you stay rooted in your own values. In your own values. We're talking about pentacles here. So everything that you've been through, everything that you've been through is like a reminder of your values and your core principles and what it is you are truly seeking and searching for. And perhaps you won't have to approach future situations from a very like passionate and aggressive and like needing to pound into people's heads what you believe and how you feel, because it's like, it's going to be within you already. It's going to come from within. So it's like, you're not going to even have to like express it in such a way that makes people run away from you, you know, or express it in such a way that kind of like turns into a situation that you wish you never got involved with to begin with, right? So you might actually approach it from a more cautious, methodical, and, you know, maybe even sincere, you know, kind of way. Because when we're talking about a page, it's more like, you know, they will communicate, you know, but they're also like cautious and they're going to guard their heart. Okay, so hopefully that's making sense so far, Sagittarius, and I'm pulling a final card for you from the Oracle of Souls from Mausoleo, and you got Don, okay, and I'm going to read from the little booklet what that means. So this is just kind of a final little message to kind of like send you on your way so you can think about everything. The Red Shepherd. Just reward, evaluation, and respite. Okay, let's dive a little bit deeper into his story. Let's see what realm he dwells in. Don, this Don character. Okay, so Don is from the realm, from the afterworld of Anwin. And it says over here, the protector of the borders of Anwin, the death god, Don sends his red knights to seek and succor those souls who are lost and wandering. He evaluates these souls in his castle while they wait for passage to the Fortunate Isles. When the boat arrives, he keeps those that most impress him to serve him as retainers, or to become red knights themselves, bringing others of the lost to the place of refuge, evaluation, and eternal respite. Don is our guide after the long, hard struggle, who leads us to the place of rest and rewards us justly, not for our past deeds, but for how we comport ourselves in the moment. Okay. So immediately what I kind of like, the vision that I got here is that the beauty of a Sagittarius and what makes you guys so amazing is that you're able to take your experiences and you're able to take all these things that you've been through and like turn it into wisdom, okay? Like, you are the Temperance card, you are the Alchemist. So it's like you're able to take these experiences and really like internalize it and turn it into something inspiring, insightful, and communicate it in this like beautiful way and creative way that would make people, it kind of like guides the lost souls, you know, it kind of like, you know, guides people to think also about, you know, to evaluate and to, you know, fight for their own justice and to reclaim their sense of truth and wisdom and things like that, like in spite of everything, you know, because you guys do go, like, I feel like Sagittariuses are always going through these roller coaster rides, whether it's emotions or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's like, you know, it's like you're just able to take that and to, you know, like, and to like inspire people along the way. Okay. So this is your reading, Sagittarius, for mid-October. I hope that you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment down below to let me know what you thought. Otherwise, hopefully you subscribe to my channel and you stay tuned for future videos. So happy Halloween. I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.